I would say it's interesting during the primary because obviously Michael Gaynor wasn't able to, you know, get on past the primary for the Democrats, so he had to go on the Restored Buffalo Party. It's interesting because Sean Ryan and Chris Scanlon spent so much money. Do you have any thoughts on that at all?
Chris Scanlon got along with online. That's another one. I'm with the Republican again. I'm not so much of a
Well,
partisan after all. No, Chris Scanlon. I liked. He gave me a blue check mark. Like NATO gave me a blue check mark on Facebook to give me permission to share their stuff and comment on their stuff. You know what I mean? And like the stuff because they'll like your stuff. They give you a blue check mark. Well, Scanlon gave me one of those because I liked his Hispanic Veterans Memorial post at the Naval Park when I was volunteering down there. I got a chance to see the ceremony, and he was pretty much in there. Whether he's more pro vet than Sean Ryan, that's to be seen. Sean Ryan, I've campaigned with him for several years. He's a very humble guy.
but these two candidates, so both Chris Scanlon and Sean Ryan, they spent around over $1 million between themselves. So they each spent around $1 million. And it's a very low turnout for the Democratic primary in the city of Buffalo. If you calculate it was around $67 a vote is what they ended up spending. I mean, do
With
you have
that
any thoughts
obscene
on?
amount of money being spent, yeah, with that obscene amount of money being spent, that's why I'm for campaign finance reform. I would agree 100% that that obscene amount of money for that very little amount of people in the Democratic primary that showed up because not many people show up to the Democratic primary. It's almost like taking over the village trustees seat. Get a couple people, get 20 people from the committee, and then you'll take over the seat. But in
Yeah,
this case, it's whoever wins the Democratic primary wins. In the mayor's case, for Chris
absolutely.
Gann,
So yeah, it's going to be a pretty, except for what happened with Byron Brown, obviously the last time.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it'll be pretty uncontested, I think, in a lot of these elections, as we can see. Obviously, we have a state governor's race coming up in 2026. Obviously, you'll be voting in the primary, I would think, right?
Yeah, I don't know who I'm voting for governor in the primary. I usually tend to protest in the primary, but then uh, come full party circle in the general because of the fact I'm a party loyalist and I'm also a loyal Democrat. Bernie told me to vote for Biden. I voted for Biden, and God, who else? It was yeah, I mean, Biden told me to vote for AOC, so I voted for not AOC for Kamala Harris, but that's neither here nor there. What I'm trying to say is that you rally the troops in a certain way, and that's primarily what's making us partisan. But it's also, I mean, if you're not involved, I mean, a party boss really won't give you much attention. You know what I mean? Versus people that are not involved who want to give more but don't know how.
So for the primary, I had already seen Antonio Delgado. Obviously, Kathy Hochul will be in the primary. It looks like Letitia James declined, Tom Suozzi declined, Rich Torres declined. So do you have any thoughts on Delgado versus Hochul in terms of what you think?
No, I wish I did. I don't. I don't. I'm usually more partisan than that because my vote for presidential election is determined or decided about a year and a half before the primary.
Well, as you
You
know, I've been
know,
working
the
on
Bernie, yeah,
Well, as you know, I've been working on getting support for the New York Health Act to pass, and I've been
yeah.
in some meetings about that, and it's been discussed that Delgado has promised to sign the New York Health Act. Hochul has not shown much support for the New York Health Act and trying to get it forward in the legislature. And I don't even think she's really signed the medical aid in dying bill yet that passed the legislature. Obviously, those are two separate issues.
Well, we'll see who the Working Families Party endorses, Hochul or her.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I know Hochul's going to win because she's got the money, but that would be a great thing for New York to get New York Health Act passed.
Yeah, so from what I've been hearing, it seems Delgado is more of a confirmed yes on uh, pushing for the New York Health Act, but also signing it
Yeah.
into law as well.
Sean Ryan, as we know, you and I talked to him about this, was very reluctant because of the fact that the revenue that was not raised in favor of making it a positive balance as opposed to a red account or a negative account.
He did vote for it, yeah, twice in the assembly.
Okay. Okay.
It did pass twice in the assembly before COVID. 2017,
Okay.
2017, 2018, it passed in the assembly. Always died in state
Yeah,
Senate
yeah.
committee.
Oh, yeah, always. Yeah. It's just like national health care insurance and rail line extensions. You want the local government and the town municipality to lobby in favor of Medicaid expansion, rail lines, and bike paths. But Carl Zurich said, it's like they don't tell us what to do, so we don't tell them what to do. Was it an ego thing? You know what I mean? Who's in the national government? Who decides the projects? Is it the people or is it the special interest?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that we were able to talk about the local elections, and I'm
Yeah, sorry I didn't know that the Republican candidate for mayor. I mean, I thought he was an African American man.
I mean, we'll see if there's even, much turnout in support of, him or even Michael Gaynor. So,
I'm thinking about the guy in New York City because I'm supporting Mandami.
oh, okay. I mean, do you have
The
any
guy in New York
specific
City,
thoughts? Did you have any specific thoughts on the New York City primary? I'm just laughing that Cuomo's crying about the ballot access laws that he put into place as governor. The irony is just
No,
astounding.
I hate Cuomo. He's one of the worst idiots I've ever hated in my life. And cross our fingers. I don't even want to comment on Mondavi, but cross our fingers. I hope he passes his city right grocery bills. Cities need grocery stores. Even if the city ran, there's nothing wrong with hiring a store clerk or a shelf stocker or a floor mopper if you don't contract the cleaning out to another company.
And what do you think about ranked choice voting since that's what New York City used to determine the Democratic primary?
I'm in favor of it. It's plurality voting. There's nothing wrong with it.
I agree with that. Well, like I said, I'm glad that we were finally able to find some strong agreement on the ranked choice voting, and I'm glad we were able to discuss the local elections and also the governor's race. So it's
I
always a
really
pleasure.
appreciate it, Jamie.
Thank you. You have a wonderful night.
Thank you, buddy. Peace.
Solidarity.
Solidarity, bro.